Hey, what's up guys, it's EXTRATAGS here, and today I'm going to be showing you guys how to play Yoru, alright? I'm going to show you everything I know about Yoru and how I think he should be played. After playing him for 72 hours, I really think I have a good idea of how this agent fits into the comp and fits into the meta, and I think that there's a lot of really cool things, really creative things you can use with him to make your playstyle even more creative and more. But the thing about Yoru is you can't just be lame. You gotta be creative, you gotta be confident, you gotta do really cool things. Otherwise, you're just not gonna be as useful. You gotta be able to be aggressive and confident and creative and all the things I just said and repeated myself because it's true. That's what Yoru is. That's what duelists are. I mean, Yoru is like an Omen, aggressive Omen, but in duelist form. So he's like kind of the best thing ever in the world, ever created, imagined. I don't know. But yeah, anyways, if you guys don't understand what the abilities do, I'll briefly go over it, but I did do an in-depth explanation on how his abilities work, how the enemies perceive them, and how to use them. This video will more so talk about how you should be using it in actual games and how you can actually use it to fake people out and get yourself a lot of cool kills and make a lot of really cool plays. So first things first, we're going to talk about how to use this fake out, which is his footsteps, right? Again, I see a lot of people just kind of just throw them randomly, right? But you should be thinking about how to use these tactically with your team and to really fake out the enemy team, cause a reaction, cause a rotation, right? For example, on CT side, let's say you're retaking B, you can set 2 sets of footsteps here, and then while your team is grouped up here, you can do 2 footsteps going here while your team peeks out this way, right? This way, the enemy team will be over here, kind of thinking to look this way, or they'll be backside tucked. If they don't see it, they'll look this way, thinking that there's a lot of people coming towards the stairs, or they might go this way, thinking that it's safe to peek over here. Same thing towards A here. If you were to fake, if you wanted to fake you were going heaven, it's really great, really powerful, throwing a bunch of footsteps like this, right? And the second you're ready to go out to the door, pop both of these. Now it sounds like they're going heaven, but you're actually looking out the door. So anyone who is here, anyone who plays at post planet A will be like, oh my god, I'm playing in hell. I think they're all running out, they're all to the right now. They come out ready to take a fight maybe, and they're not expecting a door guy. Or one guy playing towards Jenny, maybe he hears a lot towards heaven, so he goes to take tree control, but bang, you're already there ready to take a fight, catch him off guard. On attack, the way I see myself using footsteps are things like this, right? You can set up your footsteps in the buy phase here. I mean, obviously you gotta wait for the wall to go down, but I set my footsteps sometimes like this, up here, and I'll look up towards A, and we can pop these whenever we want to make it sound like we're doing a cat split. And you can either be grouped up towards A, grouped up towards mid, or grouped up towards B main, but it sounds like you guys are going heavy towards cat. Another thing I like to do is to use footsteps to make it sound like we're not just faking a side, but to sound like we're canceling, right? So if your team shows a lot of presence here, right, and the enemy team kind of counter utils you, slows you down so you can't get outside, you want to reset, right? You can throw these footsteps out mid with maybe an Omen smoke mid so they don't know that they're actually footsteps. And that way it sounds like you're running away from B main, right? But actually your team's all still here ready to re-exec B. There's a ton more things I could talk about with just using the footsteps, but I won't go into it. But those are just some ways you should think about using your footsteps to cause a reaction with the enemy team. Not just blindly using them, but thinking about how can I actually use this fake out ability to get me to the next step of my strat, of my T side, of my CT side, to fake them out, whatever, you know? There should be an end goal. Don't just use them randomly because they're so strong to have on you. Moving on, we have the flash, the blind side, right? So here, the way I see it is you gotta be very careful with these flashes. It's very easy to blind your own teammates, right? If you just throw them randomly, right? They can easily just blind everyone in B main, everyone trying to run out, right? So you have to be very careful about when you use it. Make sure you're very vocal when you use it, right? So again, with the flash, this only pops once it hits a surface, and the enemies can only see it after it's hit a surface, right? It's like a bounce flash, like that, right? To make sure that you aren't flashing your team, make sure they all know, because it's a very powerful flash and you don't want your teammates to be on the receiving end of that. Say, I'm flashing now, blind like that. This is a good blind to come out B. You can also do another blind like this maybe. Definitely not. You can also throw blinds into market or into CT, right? People who are trying to hold the site from here, right, will be blinded, but will also make it so that your teammates will get blinded, especially if this is smoked here or if this is smoked here. To blind into market or to blind into sight before your teammates go in, just like that. They're really powerful. So make sure that you're going in with a game plan and not just flashing aimlessly, because that will not only not help you, but actually hurt you and make you lose a round. So make sure you're actually flashing before your teammates are going in. That way that you're only blinding enemies and none of your teammates. One thing that's really good also is if you're trying to fake with your footsteps, right? And you don't want the enemy team to know that they're footsteps, bang your footsteps, run in with them, and then flash out, right? That way they can't see anyone trying to go see if they're actually footsteps or not. If they're real people, they won't know. Obviously that flash was a little late, but pop a little earlier and it'll still even better in your team. And the enemy team will be like, 3, 3, 3, 3, oh flashed, I'm white, blah blah blah, you know, and then the rest of the team is, oh, okay, I'm rotating 1 over, I'm rotating 2 over, you know. It's like, try to draw a reaction with these kind of plays, and the flash is really good at pairing with the footsteps. Moving on, we have the gate crash, the teleport. This is the outplay, all right? This thing is what is the foundation of outplaying, right? This is what the Omen TP is, the aggressive Yoru play is, right? That's what it is, aggressive Yoru plays. So this is what you gotta do with it, all right? You can't use it dumb. You can't be dumb about it, because it's so obvious if you just throw it in a random spot and an enemy is, you know, just hears you teleport, right? For example, if you throw a TP into CT like this, they might not see the marker, they might not be playing close to it, but if you just pop it CT without anything else, just like that, at a random time, the enemy team's gonna know your CT because they can hear the port from a mile away. They know exactly where you are, right? So what you gotta do is something like this, where you gotta pair it with your own flash or your teammate's flash or with your exec in general, so so the enemies can't just focus on it, right? They can't just know, right? Also try to put it in places where you don't think enemies will be, where they can't hear the teleport marker, the anchor, whatever you call it, right? So what I like to do, put a TP there, blind out, second blinds out, I pop with it. The flash is really good at masking the teleport, because one, when you're full blind, you can't hear anything, can't see anything, right? But two, even if they don't get blinded, the flash popping sound can pair with the teleport and they might not really know what happened, you know? Another way to use a TP is to help set you up for fakes. Don't just use them for outplays too. For example, right, one strat I've ran before is putting my footsteps here, going back towards spawn, coming towards here, throwing my flash, like throwing my teleport like this, then running all the way back to my footsteps like this, flip back over, right? So what I'll do is I'll pop these like that, come on, and then we go out and we throw a flash like this. So now they hear 3 sets of footsteps and a flash, and then I TP back, and now I'm with my rest of my team who are all grouped up in A main, ready to go take A main instead. But what the enemy team sees or hears is 3 flashes or 3 footsteps and 1 flash, and they're like, oh my god, they're popping B, right? So this is really good for faking out. So you can use your teleport also just to get to the other side of the map. Great for rotating, great for faking the enemies out. This is why this agent is really good at lurking, but also at selling fakes as well. So one play that involves all 3 pieces of util, like this, maybe this cat split like this, right? It's fake cat split here. Then you come over here, throw your TP like so, obviously like this, right? Go and it'll go and it'll go like that, like that, like that. So maybe anchor right there, right? And then with the second ready to go, throw some footsteps up like this, fake the enemy out, bank 2 flashes, and then time the flash with the TP, and here you are. It doesn't have to be your own flash either. It can also be your teammate's flash, your teammate's omen blind, a sky flash, a breach flash. It could be anything, you know? Anything that draws out noise. Or it could be a silver ult and you can TP with it. It's very hard to hear or discern what's going on when you're getting silver ulted and pushed all over the place. Or a breach ult. Anything that disrupts the flow of the enemy team. When there's havoc, there's mayhem, good time for you to slip in behind enemy lines and shoot all of them in the head. Another thing about this TP is the way you can find lineups that are safe is basically, think of the TP moving in a vector, right? So if you throw it straight on like that, it'll just anchor like that. But if you pull your TP and throw it at an angle, right, it now has velocity going this way and velocity going that way, right? So when you throw it at an angle, it'll now ride the wall and keep following that vector you sent it out with. But you can actually throw it from a safe area like this. That way you don't ever actually have to peek out and throw your teleport like that. Obviously, again, the teleport has an anchor position as well. So a play you could do is something like this. Maybe throw your anchor up here, Throw some footsteps down like this. That. So. Blind out once. You know, they know you're coming out. Oh, oh my god, yours out tree, yours out tree, and you TP back in with your flash. Now you're heaven now, and they have no idea. More plays I like to do, like for example, if they're retaking, right? Again, the whole TP flash thing, throwing a TP like this or something, right? Obviously, this will just keep going with that velocity and direction till it gets anchored there. And then I'm banging out flashes like this. Also, while it's moving, so people don't know that it's passing by them. I do like that. I'm here with the flash up, and then people blind here. Here, they have no idea that I'm right here, and I get free kills. The final ability we haven't talked about yet is his ult. And YORU'S ult is actually very sick. Again, I use it to fake people out, to get out to get behind enemy lines, or to just get out of very sticky situations, right? So again, to discuss it, basically, when you put on the mask, you're invulnerable, you're invisible within a certain boundary. If anyone gets within the circle though, they can see and hear you, so be very careful. And when you unrift, it makes a very loud noise, so people know exactly where you unrift from. So how I would recommend using it is, if you are going to use it to try and make a play and get behind them, right? Come out here, right? You can scout out as well with it, right? Make sure no one gets into this line, right? And when you want to unrift, ask for a sky flash, breach flash, flash, and back. You're in here, and the enemy has no idea because you're right here. You can also anchor a teleport before you go out, so you can TP back in. For example, if I wanted to anchor into wine, come out here, get some information, get some forward positioning, figure out where they are, come here, right? I'm now under sight, I have a good spot, we got flashed out, so I get a couple kills, right? Now let's say they flood back in the tree. I want to get back in A main because hell's not a good spot for me now, maybe. And I just, oh, press this, and bang, I'm TP'd back into wine, and it's a great spot, and there we go. There's a lot of great outplays. I'm sure you guys are all already working your minds, thinking about the different plays you can do. I don't want to get into too many specific plays. I do have a lot of specific plays in my head, but I feel like you can apply them to so many different scenarios that it would be such a long video if I tried to explain all the different scenarios in my head that I can figure out how to use the TP, the flash, and the footsteps, and the ult, you know. That about does it. That's basically, I've set you up with the playstyle that you should have as a YORU, and how to really be aggressive and be a playmaker and be that duelist, make that space, make those fakes, get that positioning, bring the rotates off, do all those things, create the openings for your team, be a duelist, you know, be a duelist, sell the fake, be a part of the entry, do whatever you need to do, right? This agent is really good at making forward space, exactly like this. For example, if you just don't want to even run a fake and you just want to get space, you know, Jet and the Raze will be good at, you know, satcheling out, dashing out. But YORU'S can also just flash out with the exact darts are going up, blinds are going up, and you TP out here. And bang, now you have all this space, and you can now run a pincer attack on anyone playing site, and you can get your teammates out of A main. So this agent all around is very good. I like him very much. Good luck in your games with him. I hope you guys enjoy him as much as I do, and can't wait to see what crazy stuff you guys come up with. If you liked the video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I have a lot more YORU content and all that stuff, you know, new patch, playtest stuff coming out. Thank you again to Riot for allowing me to playtest this agent. I absolutely love him. I'm definitely a YORU main now. Check out my Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, join my Discord, blah, blah, blah. I upload every day, kind of, almost, I don't know, sometimes twice a day, sometimes I stream every day, so I don't know. I love you guys so much though. I appreciate you guys. Thank you all so much for the support on these videos, and I will see you guys next time. Peace out, later. I don't know, dude. I don't know why I keep doing stuff with my hands, dude. This is not a real outro. I don't know.